stop, because this government does not want to compensate lecturers, and this government does not want to sit down with lecturers and agree on how to settle the lecturers' grievances ndio watoto wetu wasome. The government we have is not interested in solving this problem, because if it was, saa hii watoto wetu wangekuwa wanasoma.
Yeah.
The true state of the nation is that the commissions we have in Kenya are not independent. The IEBC commission is not independent, because explain to us how the IEBC commission has refused to verify the signatures that Kenyans have collected to recall their members of parliament. But that IEBC sat at night to validate the candidature of Kithure Kindiki as deputy president. The same IEBC they said was not properly constituted, as approved the candidature of Kindiki. But that same IEBC cannot verify the signatures to recall MPs. How independent is that IEBC? Who is thinking for IEBC? Who is making the decisions on behalf of IEBC? Today, as we speak, IPOA has not taken to court the police officers that we provided evidence for, who shot Kenyans at Parliament and in the streets of Nairobi. Who is controlling IPOA? What is independent about IPOA? Today, as we speak, the Commission of Police is not independent, because it is a commission, and it is supposed to be a public service commission, not a force. The police are executing orders that they are taking from the executive to the letter. And the problem is not the police of Kenya. And the police think that we have a problem with them. We have a problem with who orders the police. One, the Inspector General. Two, the executive. Because the police only follow orders the same way the military follow orders. We have a president who is hell-bent on misusing the police officers we have in Kenya, because he understands the police cannot disobey orders. We have a president who is so obsessed with misusing police officers and military officers in Kenya to execute his will to the letter. He understands by using the police, misusing the police, he will silence criticism and activism, but he's getting this wrong. The more you unleash the police and military against the Kenyan people, the more you aggravate the situation. The more you release police officers to clobber us and to beat us on the streets, the more you make us angry, the more you strengthen our resolve. If the president wanted to resolve the issues we have in Kenya, he would have seriously considered our views and considered the issues we had raised and addressed them one by one, and showed us by action that is willing to listen and that is willing to implement the complaints that we raised against the government. The president has not implemented anything, not a single thing, from the concerns the Gen Zs raised on the streets, not one thing. So how would you tell me that we will sit down on Thursday to listen to a president lie to us day in, day out? I mean, some things do not need rocket science. The president can use executive orders to solve some of the issues that we raised on June in the streets. We have not seen any goodwill from the president of Kenya to solve the issues that we raised on June. The true state of the nation is that the Kenyan citizens have lost trust in the President William Ruto, and they do not want anything to do with him. The true state of the nation is that we do not have a substantive IEBC in place, and we cannot recall our members of parliament, and we do not have a framework to recall the president using our constitution. The true state of the nation is that the president and those that are in opposition, especially Raila Amolo Odinga, are conniving to ensure that we do not have an IEBC in place up to 2026. Because they do not want us to recall their members of parliament from UDA and from ODM, and they do not want us to have a weapon to use against them. They understand that we are, with an IEBC in place, we will be able to hold by-elections, and we will be able to vote in new candidates and fresh candidates who we think have a moral standing in this country and who we think are better than the current group of leaders. So the current president is using the IEBC, is delaying the constitution of the IEBC so that we do not vote in the leaders we want, and that we do not recall the members of parliament that we think are not doing us any good. The true state of the nation is that the Kenyan people are hopeless, they feel unheard, and they do not have the purchasing power to afford anything from the supermarkets or from the shops. The Kenyan people feel the pinch of the economy to the last coin. There was a time Kenyans shopped without looking at their balance in the banks, without looking at their M-Pesa balance. Today, hata ukinunua kitu ya 10 bob, unaangalia umebaki na pesa ngapi. Leo hata ukinunua toothpick, hata ukinunua njugu, hata ukinunua kahawa, hata ukinunua maziwa, lazima uangalie umebaki na ngapi. Usikose fare, usikose sapa. Itakuwaje tunaishi kwa hii nchi kama watumwa? Na sisi ndio serikali, because without the Kenyan people there would not be a country called Kenya. Without the Kenyan people the government would not exist, because the government does not rule over buildings or over pieces of land. The government rules over people. And we feel that we have lost trust in the president. We feel that we have lost trust in the MPs. We feel we have lost trust in the senators. We feel we have lost trust in the judiciary. We feel we have lost trust in the entire legislature, the legislative houses. We feel we have lost trust in the independent commissions. We feel we have lost trust in the churches. And we feel that going forward, we need to have a different president. We need to have a different set of legislators. We need to have a different set of judges and magistrates, and we feel we need to reclaim this country from President William Ruto and from his cronies and his friends. The true state of the nation is that the Kenyan people are tired of the Kenya Kwanza government, na kila siku wa Kenya wanajiuliza na wanaota, itakuwaje huyu Ruto aache hii kiti? Itakuwaje kesho tuamke tuko na rais mwingine? Itakuwaje kesho tuamke tuko na wabunge wengine? Itakuwaje kesho tuamke tujipate tuko na maseneta wengine? Itakuwaje kesho tujipate tumeamuka tuko na judiciary nyingine? Sababu serikali yenye tuko nayo imetuangusha. Serikali yenye tuko nayo sio ya mwananchi. Serikali yenye tuko nayo haisukumi agenda ya mwananchi. Serikali yenye tuko nayo inasikiza Bill Gates. Serikali yenye tuko nayo inasikiza George Soros. Serikali yenye tuko nayo inasikiza the kingdom of England. Serikali yenye tuko nayo inasikiza Western powers. Serikali yenye tuko nayo inanyanyasa mwananchi. Serikali yenye tuko nayo ni ya wezi. Serikali yenye tuko nayo ni ya wakabila. Serikali yenye tuko nayo ni ya watu, ni ya hypocrites of religion. Sisi kama Wakenya tumechoka, na the true state of the nation ni sisi tumechoka na hii serikali, na we want better. We want better. And on this Thursday, sisi tutakutana na Ruto hapo parliament, sababu we understand all our problems will be in one house, wabunge na president pamoja. Tunataka tuongee na hawa jamaa macho kwa macho, ana kwa ana, tuambie ukweli wa mambo, sababu ni kama hii mambo ya mtandao hawaoni vizuri. Hii mambo ya matelevisheni na magazeti ni kama hawaelewi vizuri. Ni kama wanasikia sana. Tunataka waone kwa macho na wasikie kwa masikio yao, kwamba sisi tumechoka na hatuwataki, na kwamba hata wakienda nyumbani leo itatufurahisha sana. And on Friday and Saturday tutakuwa parliament, because we understand there will be a public participation on the laws that they are bringing, the tax laws that they are bringing back, that were in the finance bill that we rejected in June. And we will remind this government that we are aware of their games, and we are tired of the punitive taxes, and we want nothing to do with more taxes. Asante.